Hello guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to Hackintosh in 2025. Um, so yeah, Hackintosh is basically getting macOS on non-Mac hardware. As you can see, this is currently running Windows, and I'm going to show you how you can dual boot both macOS and Windows on one machine. If you come down here and take a look, I've got my USB, I've already done this, and I'm going to be installing it right now. I've got local disk, I've got 2 drives. I will be installing it on this drive, not with my local Windows install. Just in case if anything goes wrong with this disk, my Windows will be fine. So, to do it, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up Arc here. I'm just going to go to OpenCore. Okay, so we won't be using this, but this guide is really good if you want to go more in depth. But I will show you a tool that simplifies this a lot and is really easy to use. But this guide is here if you want to go more in depth and learn more about the installation process and what to do after you install it. Okay. So we're gonna go here, making the installer in Windows. This is important. This is how you get a recovery image and everything. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna install the latest OpenCore package, as you see. Just open this, and I'm gonna click on debug. You can do either debug or release. Debug will give you more verbose options, and if you need support within like a Discord server, I think the debug is a good way to go. So I'm just gonna install that. Just gonna slide it within my documents folder. Here, I'll just unzip that. We won't be using absolutely everything within this folder, because what we do need is within this. So I'm gonna let it do its thing. Boom. Okay. I'm also just gonna do this from scratch. So I'm gonna format my drive. Just like that. FAT32. If you're doing Sonoma Plus, so Sonoma or Sequoia macOS 14 or 15, within the recovery environment, you will not be able to mount a FAT32 or exFAT. I'm not sure about NTFS. I don't think so. So I'll just do NTFS for now. Just press start. Press OK. And it says format complete. Awesome. So go here. Folder is empty. Okay. So I just delete that. We go into the debug, utilities. You're going to scroll down till you see Mac recovery. You have a Python file, you got all this. Make sure you also have Python installed. If you don't and you run it, it'll ask you to install it manually. So I'm gonna go down and right here, I'm gonna get the latest version. Sequoia. I'm just gonna pop that into my terminal. Go here, open up CMD, and you're just gonna paste this command in here. This will then start downloading the recovery image. This might take a bit, so. Alright, so it's completed, it's the image verification complete, and then you go back into your Mac recovery folder and you have this com.apple.recovery.boot. This contains the recovery environment and how we're going to actually install macOS. So you can just take this folder and just drag it into your USB drive. And as that's going, I'm gonna search up OpCore-Simplify. Now this is a really good tool. This helped me. This skips the annoying part of the process called a config.plist. This is really weird and it's kind of hard to set up, honestly. So this OpCore-Simplify, this does it for you pretty much, but if you want to do it manually, you have like a lot more freedom with how you set it up. Once you've extracted the OpenCore-Simplify main, you're just going to open that. And then you're going to see a bunch of files in here. One you want to open is the bat file, Windows bat file. Forget this, it's okay, just run it anyway. Check for updates. I'm just going to press Y to skip that. Okay, so this is where we start. So you're going to go in order of this. So press 1. It's going to download hardware sniffer to get your specs and everything. I'm just press E to export. And then it will go through all of your specs and see if they're compatible. See, all mine are compatible. MacOS Sequoia 15. So then it's going to ask you what to install. I already installed the Sequoia recovery, so I'm just going to go 24 for Sequoia 15. So we're going to go to 3 to the ACPI patch. This is just a bunch of stuff to make sure like it runs like well. These are kind of like quote drivers. These are going to be different depending on your PC, obviously, or your laptop. So like I've got ambient light. Press 1. Boy kernel panic. I don't have a HETT system, so I won't need that. Just enables displaying battery percentage. I don't have a laptop either. This number 4 I'm going to select. I'll have HP. I'm going to do 9 as well. I don't have touchpads. Or, yeah. I don't even have an iGPU. Also, another thing you need is 12. And I think that might be it. Or actually 20 as well. Yeah, alright. That looks good. Be careful. Press B to go back, don't press Q, because if you press Q it just closes and you have to start all again. So that's very annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the top. It's the very required. You need these. You can't really. You can install it. So we got virtual SMC plugins, manages monitored battery status. Again, if you have a laptop, it's really handy. I'm installing this on a desktop, so I won't need that. 3 or 4 I won't need, but I would like 5. 6, 7, and actually no, 5, 7, and 8. 5, 7, 8. I have an Intel CPU, I've got an AMD NUT RX. You don't really need these. I mean, I don't need these. You may, like iGPUs or GGPUs. Wi-Fi. Personally, I didn't need any of these because I don't use Wi-Fi. I use Ethernet. But you might need these. Okay. Bluetooth. I don't have Bluetooth. Right, Ethernet. You can see this is already installed. USB. I really didn't use any USB. So yeah, you may don't do exactly the ones I'm doing, of course. Just like the other stuff, it varies based on your system. So make sure to take your time reading through all of this because you might need to come back to doing this if you mess up. I'm gonna enable this one as well. 46. My keyboard didn't work without that one. Config, that's fine. Big surface. You did TSC. I don't know what that is. I didn't need that. I didn't do that one. And then extras is usually where I see that. So 78. Don't need that because I don't have Intel CPUs. $77, $76, and I feel like that's all I need. So press B. SM BIOS. I'm not sure if this really matters what you pick. I mean, like iMac Pro, Mac Pro. Of course, you cannot select the ones. You got iMac, MacBook, MacBook Air, MacBook Pro. This will change what comes up in your About Mac section. Personally, I pick 77 in my SM BIOS. So I think I'll just do that one, 77. And then that's it. You just press 6 and it builds it. This might take a while depending on, of course, different factors, your Wi-Fi speeds and everything. It's just going to get everything for you. Most of the files you will get are kind of like... Alright, so codec layouts. To be honest, mine's just 5. That's the one that worked for me the last time. Alright, EFI folder. You know, we got everything, but OC over Kex are here. Everything's there. Okay, so I can just drag this into the root of my EFI, of my disk drive, sorry. So yeah. So that is our entire USB drive set up. Now, I don't have a camera to show you, but what happens when you boot into the installer. I should have probably mentioned this earlier. If you're doing Sequoia, I think I did mention it, but again, if you're doing Sequoia or Sonoma, what you do need to do is where it says come to this is the Sequoia installer. So, and Sequoia installer, for whatever reason, you cannot mount partitions or disks that are like FAT32 or exFAT for some reason. So what you need to do is you need to install, pretty sure it's the Ventura installer, and then you can partition and format your partitions from there into Mac Journaled, I'm pretty sure it is. Then you get back this Sequoia recovery image, and then you can just simply install it. You don't need to like mount it again. But yeah, I'll come pop up when I'm in macOS. Alright, so here I am in macOS. As you can see, Mac, all Mackie, dock. So I've had this for quite a while, so I already have mine customized to my liking. So go to about this Mac, you can see everything. Personally, I don't really care about iServices, so I won't patch any of that in this tutorial, but maybe if this gets a lot of attention, I might show you how to get iServices working. So I'm gonna close that. So when you boot into macOS using OpenCore, you might see all the text just flying across your screen. That's what you call verbose, and it's just information whilst you're booting it. It's handy for troubleshooting. And yeah, but once you're really in macOS and it's successfully installed, you don't really need to do all that. I won't lie. So what you're going to do is you're going to edit your config.plist using this wonderful tool right here called Propertree. Propertree is just like a cross-platform plist editor using Python. So what you're going to do is you're going to install it with download zip. You're going to do Finder. If you're on Windows, run the batch file. Me, I'm on Mac OS, as you can see, so I'm going to run the command file to open up the terminal. If you're opening this up for the first time, you will get a pop-up saying it doesn't open, which is okay. You go to your system settings, you're going to scroll down until you see privacy and security, and you scroll down until you see something down here that says property.command was not allowed, and then you just click like open, and then you'll put in your password and you can open it. Big hassle, I know. So once you're in here, it's going to be empty. You're going to press open. And you're going to get your config.plist on your thumb drive. Roots. You're going to search for boot arguments. So I'm going to do that. Boot args. Boom. So I already disabled verbose. So usually it would look like this. The tag V is just short for verbose. That's the text on the boot. So if you don't want that, you just want like the normal like Apple logo with the loading thing, you can just remove this. And then you can save it. And then yeah, once you restart your Mac, it will not show the verbose anymore. Because as I said, you don't really need it once you're like fully in macOS. So yeah, that pretty much concludes our tutorial for today. Again, if you want to find out how you do iServices, there are plenty of guides online, but I would not hesitate to make a tutorial if you guys ask for it. So yeah, any questions, just let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you next time.